our past financial position, and we can use the information that we have to predict our business future, especially in terms of our financial condition. So that's why, right, in our business plan we have to include this financial part, because of this is actually the part that can help us, especially in terms of planning our finance. Orang kata kita nak planning our financial condition in the future. Okay, so when we talk about this financial forecasting, okay, this financial forecasting is actually the accounting tools, right? These are actually the accounting tools that help, right, all the entrepreneur to plan for their future, especially in term of creating the roadmap. Tengok dia punya tongue twist. Okay, to create a roadmap, alright, and also, okay, to plan for our business in the future. Okay, so kita buat this financial forecasting sebab kita nak tengok, okay, kita nak buat dan kita nak plan, okay, our roadmap, apa ni, ya Allah subhanallah, sorry, roadmap, okay, roadmap in the future. Okay, and that by having this financial forecasting, it is actually help us, okay, in terms of giving a guidance, okay, especially we as an entrepreneur, if we see that we have this financial forecasting, that it can help us in terms of providing the guidance, so that, right, so that we as entrepreneur can create our own business strategy and we can set the right goals based on the accurate data that we have. Okay, so sebab tu kita perlu buat this for financial forecasting, sebab of course when we do the business, okay, we have to plan whatever activities that incur the cost. Okay, benda-benda aktiviti yang kita buat ni selalunya mesti akan melibatkan cost. Jadinya untuk kita kata untuk make it happen, okay, make it happen all this kind of activities, so that we have to make sure that we have enough, okay, money on hand, so that we can complete the activity successfully. Alright, okay, thank you. Set next. Alright, now we look at what's the forecasting financial statement. Okay, this financial statement is actually the historical accounting document, okay, where this statement show how the business perform financially, especially during a set period of time. Okay, so this kind of financial statement can be used by the organization or by the entrepreneur, okay, in order to predict how the company will perform financially in the future. Sebab selalunya memang kita akan refer back to this financial statement, so that we can identify if let's say that the company may have a problem ataupun the company may sustain in the market in the future. Sebab daripada kita punya financial statement ni, kita dah boleh get the hint. Okay, so for this financial statement, we do have 4 basic financial statement. Iaitu yang ni is very common, you all mesti selalu dengar. Okay, mungkin you all pernah belajar last semester, for instance from kelas Puan Syahira. Okay, what is the instant income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement, and also the statement of retained earning. So these are all the 4 basic financial statement where each of the organization and also the entrepreneur, okay, must do in order to make sure that their business can sustain in the future. Okay, memang kena ada. Alright, so next one, Syed. Okay, so now we look at the main source of capital. Alright, in order to get the capital, these are all the sources, okay, where we can get the money. We can say, itu senang kata dia punya short form lah, macam mana kita nak get the money in order to run the business. The first one, our main source is actually the equity financing. Okay, this equity financing is actually our personal saving, our own saving, which is also include our early retirement fund, or even it could be our cash value insurance policy. So by using all these personal saving, we can start our business. Itu under equity financing. Ataupun, okay, we can get from the venture capital. Okay, this venture capital is actually the financing that come from the company or individual in the business that interested to invest in our business. Okay, contohnya mungkin ada other parties, ada individu ataupun ada company yang interested to invest in our journey, dan dia boleh invest in our business. Okay, ini adalah venture capital. Or we can get money, okay, capital from the government grants. Okay, we can get a lot of opportunity, especially from the federal and state government, where usually the government they provide the initiative for the young entrepreneur to start the business. Jadinya dia akan bagi grant. Okay, itu antara source of capital lain. And then we also can get from the initial public offering. Okay, this initial public offering, for instance, let's say that we already, okay, kita punya company ni dah established dan kita kita apung kan, kita panggil, kita offer our share for instance to the public, then we also can get the capital from this initial public offering. Okay, and then next, the last one is equity offering. Okay, for this equity offering is actually our business, we sell our stock directly to the public. Stock ni mungkin kita ini kita panggil sebagai kita punya share. Okay, kita punya stock ataupun share. Alright, we can sell our share to the public. So these are all the orang kata the equity finance yang kita boleh cari untuk kita support our business. Okay, so next one, Syed. Okay, another main source is actually the debt financing. So debt financing is actually one of the most popular source of capital, yang mana we can borrow our fund from the creditor. So the creditor could be our friends, our family members, or our it could be our network pun boleh jadi juga, yang mana kita akan pinjam some amount of money from them to run the business, ataupun it could be from the bank institution. Ini adalah merupakan orang kata the basic ataupun the common source of capital, especially when we want to get loan. Okay, kita dapatkan daripada bank ataupun kita boleh dapatkan daripada government program. Okay, government program ni banyak. Government initiative yang mana dia berbeza dengan grant ya. Okay, government program it could be some of the government program they can provide loan to us to run the business. Okay, and the last one is a bond. Okay, we know that the bond is actually the long-term investment yang mana we also can use this bond in order to get the capital. Okay, alright, next one. Okay, next, another main source of capital is lease. Okay, for this lease is actually one of the method where we get the capital by leasing our asset to the third party. Okay, contohnya kita boleh lease our asset untuk dapatkan the capital. Contoh kita sewakan mungkin kita punya building, kita sewakan kita punya machinery dan sebagainya. So for this lease, usually we do the legal agreement between the two parties where within in this legal agreement, we already specified the term and also the condition, about the lease, about the lease that we done with the third party. Kita dah state, dah siap dalam kita punya agreement tu apa yang kita persetujui dengan tenant contohnya. So this agreement usually between the company and also a leasing or financing organisation, right? And usually bila lease dah end, then the asset will be returned back to the owner. Okay. Alright, next one. Sorry. Okay, now we already finished about the main source of capital. Now we look at about the projecting profit and loss statement. Okay, profit and loss statement is actually one of the financial statement yang memang popular. Semua orang bila buat business dia memang akan tahu what is a profit and loss statement. So for this profit and loss statement, when we talk about the forecasting profit and loss statement, PNL, this PNL show the expected revenue. We show the expected revenue and also the expenses that may incur in our business over a period of time. So based on this PNL, we can see that how much profit that we gonna get in the future. Kita dah boleh predict daripada situ. So producing this profit and loss forecast usually involve listing the plan expenses and also we calculate the sales target that we need to reach in order to get the profit goals. Sebab tu kalau kita tengok dalam kita punya PNL ni semuanya adalah projection saja. Kita dah project how much that we want to spend, and also we already calculate the numbers of sales target that we need to achieve in order to make sure we can achieve the profit that we already stated. So when we talk about this PNL statement, usually this PNL statement, the forecasting PNL, they does not reflect our liquidity. And usually it contain non-cash items such as depreciation, ada dalam kita punya PNL kan. Dia ada depreciation, yang mana ada juga the creditor yang still not pay, for pay the creditor yang we have not paid yet. Contohnya, and also the invoice, the invoice raised but for which no cash has been received. Kita dah keluarkan invoice but we still not receive any payment yet. And it also exclude, dalam kita punya PNL ni dia exclude any payment of loan. Alright, ini adalah berkaitan dengan PNL. Next one. So these are the example of the PNL. I believe that you all pernah buat kan manually berkaitan dengan PNL ni, betul? Masa tak silap saya kelas Muasyirah kan? Ada buat tak?
Ada yang minta.
Okay. Alright, so this is actually one of the sample. Okay, next one. Alright, now we move to the forecasting balance sheet. Okay, balance sheet, we know that what is the balance sheet. Okay, the balance sheet forecasting is very important for the business because of it will predict what a business expect to own and then what it expect to owe at the specific future date. Sebab kita tahu dalam balance sheet ni kita punya liability and also kita punya asset. So by looking at this balance sheet, we know that how much asset that we're going to have and how many loan ataupun debt that we have in the future. And then usually the businesses, okay, they will examine the past financial statement and use, okay, all the historical data to make a projection about their future capital, their asset, their debt and also the equity. Okay, sebab itulah financial statement ni sangat penting sebenarnya. Okay, sebab daripada financial statement ni lah yang kita boleh gunakan untuk kita buat our projection. Okay, especially our future capital, kita punya asset, kita punya debt and also the equity. Okay, next one. Alright, so this is an example of the balance sheet. Selalu bila kita buat accounting dulu kan, this is actually the part yang paling interesting because of kita nak tengok kita punya balance sheet ni balance atau tidak. Kita punya asset dengan kita punya liability balance atau tidak kan, kita nak tengok benda ni. Alright, so next one. Next, what else? Okay, so this one also the example, okay, of the projected balance sheet. Okay, next. Okay, next is about the forecasting cash flow. Okay, so for this cash flow, nama pun kita nak tengok, apa perkataannya cash flow. So this cash flow forecast, okay, is actually derived from the balance sheet and also from the income statement. Okay, so begin by forecasting our cash flow from operating activity before moving on to forecasting cash flow from investing and financing activity. So kita nak forecast kita punya cash flow ni sebenarnya starting from kita punya before. From operating activity before we moving to forecasting cash flow from our investing and also financing activities. Okay. Operating activities ni termasuk revenue and also operating expenses. Okay, meanwhile investing activities, it is actually include the sales ataupun purchase of asset and also kalau kita tengok the financing activities ni is more about the issuance of share and also the raising debt. Okay. Alright, next. And then next one kita tengok berkaitan dengan cash flow from investing activities. Okay. For this cash flow from investing activities, okay, it include the changes in trade and other payable that have a reverse effect. Okay, for instance, like decreasing total cash flow from the operating activities. And all the investing activities item actually come from specific fixed asset ataupun from the property, plant and also equipment. Okay, yang mana kita letakkan ni as a PP&E forecasting. Okay, forecast iaitu melibatkan kita punya property, plant and equipment forecast. Alright, so next one. Okay, next kita tengok cash flow from the financing activity. Okay, most of these financing activity item are actually calculated by simply comparing our forecast year with the prior year. Means that kita akan compare kita punya financing activity from this year and also the last year. And then some of the organisation or some of the entrepreneur, they will include all the dividend cash flow in these operating activities. Okay, all the choices should reflect how the dividend are reported in the financial statement. Okay. Alright, now next. Okay, now we look at about the use of this cash flow forecast. Kenapa kita nak kena tengok kita punya cash flow? Because we want to see whether okay we may face any potential shortfall in the cash balance. Okay, daripada sini kita boleh tahu sama ada akan ada tak potensi shortfall ataupun shortage in term of the cash balance. And then number two, okay, the use of this cash flow is actually to see whether the whether the trading performance of our business, okay, especially our revenue, our cost and profit can be turned into cash. Okay, sebab kita nak tengok kita punya revenue, kita punya cost and profit kita ni, kita boleh turnkan it become cash or not. Alright, and then number three, the use of this cash flow is actually we want to analyze whether our business is actually achieving the financial objective that we already set out in the business plan. Okay, kalau daripada sini kita boleh nampak okay sama ada kita ni apa yang kita dah set in our business plan could be achieved or not. Okay, Alright, next one. Next, kita akan tengok the importance of this cash flow forecast. Okay, the first one, the importance of this cash flow forecast adalah macam saya cerita tadi, kita nak identify, okay, we want to predict if let's say that shortfall of the cash could be happen in the company or not. Where kita boleh tengok, okay, in advance, okay, whether kita punya cash balance ni okay ataupun tidak. So second one, okay, we want to make sure that alright, the business can afford to pay all the suppliers and also the employee. Okay, by looking at this cash flow, is actually we can predict whether we have enough money to pay all the supplier ataupun kita punya staff salary. And then number 3, we want to spot ataupun we want to predict any problem that may occur, especially in terms of the customer payment. Alright, so by preparing this cash flow forecast, okay, kita boleh predict, okay, how quickly ataupun kita boleh plan how quickly the customer can pay back, okay, all their debt. Alright, and then next, another importance of this cash flow forecast adalah, okay, we want to make sure that, okay, we take into, orang kata we make it, kita nak orang kata we make sure that this cash flow is very important for our business because of this cash flow is actually one of the important management process. So we have to make sure that, okay, whatever that we do, okay, especially in terms of spending, okay, our money, alright, it not give any implication to our business. So that meaning that we have to prepare all the business budget before we can spend easily our cash. Okay, itu adalah another important of cash flow. And then the last one is about the external stakeholder. Okay, usually they require us to give, alright, this forecasting or prediction to them. Okay, sebab dia nak tengok, okay, bila macam saya cerita tadi last time sebelum ni, yang mana kalau kita ni kita as a new entrepreneur, kita nak start business, contohnya dia akan tengok business plan sebab dia nak tengok cash flow ni, dia nak tengok sama ada our business ini boleh sustain or not, we can pay back all the debt ataupun tidak. Jadinya sebab tu all the stakeholders selalunya dia memang akan minta all this forecasting because of they want to see whether we are capable to pay back all the loan ataupun we are capable to generate the profit for the business. Okay, baca kalau investor, of course dia nak tengok kita punya cash flow ni supaya kita ni, dia nak tengok sama ada kita can make a profit so that they can easily invest in the business. Okay, alright, so next one. So this is actually the sample of projected cash flow statement. Okay, selalunya kita akan buat dalam 5 years. Okay, daripada 5 years ni, okay, kita buat prediction, okay, our first year berapa kita punya cash flow, second year, third year and sehingga 5 tahun lah. Okay, yang mana kita boleh nampak dalam ni every single activity yang melibatkan the cash, okay, yang boleh menyebabkan cash flow kita akan involve di dalam, kita akan put it in this cash flow statement. Okay, contohnya seperti sales, equity, our loan, our asset sales, okay, kita punya marketing expenses, all the operating expenses termasuk the salary of the staff, okay, the loan bank, the interest and whatnot. Okay, alright, so next one, the last one. Okay, so we can say that, okay, for this chapter yang paling penting okay, for the entrepreneur, you have to make sure that we can prepare all this financial projection that include, okay, all the 4 basic component tadi, iaitu kita ada income statement, balance sheet, cash flow dan P&L, yang mana benda-benda ni adalah merupakan the important part in the business plan because of, okay, as an investor, as a orang kata creditor, these are actually the part yang very crucial, okay, to convince them so that, okay, dia boleh bagi kita loan dan juga, okay, interested to give the capital. Okay, so ada apa-apa soalan untuk kita punya financial part ni? Ada apa-apa soalan? Ini adalah sebenarnya boleh kita kata revision jugalah ya, sebab you all pernah belajar juga kan benda ni. Ini lebih kepada teori saja. Okay, ada apa-apa soalan? Mana kawan-kawan kita lain ni? Ramai tak ada ni, ada 11 orang je masih bercuti raya, masih di jalan raya. Rasanya dah tak jam dah kan?
Okay, madam, okay.
Ramai tak ada hari ni kan? Tak sihat kot ya? Makan ketupat banyak kot ya?
Ya, sebulan madam.
Raya sebulan, tapi kelas pun kelas 1 semester. Syed raya mana Syed?
Saya raya dekat Temeloh, Pahang.
Oh, Temeloh. Okey. Tak jam balik Temeloh?
Jam madam. Saya balik hari Sabtu.
Sabtu.
2 hari Hari Isnin kita raya, 2 hari sebelum raya tu baru saya balik. Start 2 jam lah dekat daripada Tol Gombak tu, sebelum masuk Tol Gombak sampai Bukit-Bukit Tinggi.
Sana memang teruk balik ke timur, memang timur utara. Dua-dua tu jalan jam teruk
Teruk sangat madam.
Dahsyat, saya tengok pun saya kata tak sanggup saya tengok dia punya jam.
Madam raya mana madam?
Saya balik Johor.
Oh Johor tak jam?
Alhamdulillah, saya balik hari Sabtu juga. Clear jalan, alhamdulillah, rezeki balik pun tak jam juga.
Alhamdulillah.
Mungkin Johor mana madam?
Ha?
Johor mana madam?
Saya dekat Skudai.
Oh, Skudai.
Ada yang orang Johor ke?
Dekat Batu Pahat.
Oh, Batu Pahat.
Tapi saya tak balik lah.
Tak balik.
Saya balik. Lepas balik Melun, saya tak balik rumah lah.
Oh, okey. Tapi itulah, kita pun faham kan, sebab semua orang kali ni raya memang betul-betul raya. Kita faham dah lama tak raya kan. So memang semua orang ready, happy je walaupun jam kan?
Panik raya madam.
Sofia balik mana Sofia?
Johor madam.
You memang orang Johor ke balik raya Johor?
Balik raya Johor.
You jam tak balik Johor last time? Johor tak teruk sangat kan jam?
Balik tu je.
Balik jam. You balik hari apa?
Balik hari apa Hari Sabtu. Sabtu baru je minggu lepas. Sabtu.
Oh, Sabtu ni lah. Balik ke sini hari Sabtu. Maybe jam kot.
Gerak Jumaat.
Oh, gerak Jumaat. Orang dah start balik kan masa tu? Saya balik hari Rabu. So Rabu tu alhamdulillah memang tak jam lah. Jam sekejap. Moving tapi banyak kereta but still moving dekat biasalah kat tempat biasa Seremban macam tu, tapi still okey lah. Saya tengok Kelantan 14 jam, ya Allah, saya kata wow, dahsyat je macam mana bawa kita 14 jam 4 jam pun rasa dah lama dalam kereta, apatah lagi 14 jam Macam abang betul orang yang duduk utara, duduk Kelantan timur Tapi salute lah you all boleh, siapa yang dapat duduk utara, Kelantan semua ni, timur ni memang boleh survive lama-lama drive. Wow. Alright, so ada apa-apa soalan so far macam mana you all punya project? Okay, nanti kita akan you all hari tu ada discuss kan, betul? Okay, mungkin kita akan tengok you punya progress mungkin next week. Kita tengok progress, boleh? Progress on your business plan.
Boleh madam.
How about your progress untuk you punya what we call social media? Dah start create dah?
Dah madam.
Dah So insyaAllah nanti kita akan jumpa Jun nanti kan, lepas Raya Gawai You all balik sini kan nanti? Jun?
Ya, 4 Jun.
4 Jun, ya good.
4 Jun tak lama je lagi. Dah dapat ni dah dapat campus.
Kira kelas madam face to face lah ya?
Ya betul, kelas saya face to face hari Isnin.
Oh hybrid lagi lah. Oh saya ingat dah fully face to face.
Tak. Hari Isnin saja, sebab tak silap saya Isnin tu selepas kelas saya you ada kelas lain kan?
Ya.
Sebab hari Isnin tu dia all buatkan untuk kelas you all semua face to face, tak silap saya. Sebab tu kita buat hari Isnin.
Oh.
Macam itulah lebih kurang.
Okay madam, terima kasih.
Nampak Afiq sedih Afiq?
Tak ada apa madam saja. Penat.
Penat beraya.
Penat raya madam.
Okey, ada apa-apa soalan lagi Syed?
Apa ni untuk consultation case study bila je madam akan buat?
Okey, kita akan buat insyaAllah next week. Kalau ni hari Isnin kita buat by group. Okay,
boleh.
Okay, Isnin nanti kita akan tengok. So maybe kalau you punya you all mungkin hari tu kita dah bincang baru introduction. So maybe this part okay, you have to show me your marketing. Okay, you punya marketing plan. Alright, so mungkin macam kumpulan saya, you all dah decide ke which business that you all nak buat?
Dah madam.
Dah ya. Okay, so nanti you all boleh tengok the guideline. Okay, so that you can follow the guidelines. Okay, apa benda yang you perlu ada untuk kita punya marketing plan. Okay, so insyaAllah by Monday nanti kita akan tengoklah the progress each group. So nanti kita akan tengok group by group lah. Okay, so nanti macam last time kita buat. Okay, setiap kali apa ni mungkin you all boleh arrange. Okay, some group first siapa second group siapa untuk join the Gmeet. Okay?
Okay madam. Madam Faiz tanya madam dekat message tu.
Apa dia? Faiz tanya apa?
Dia
Bacakan untuk
tanya
Faiz.
case study perlu specific company atau general pun boleh.
It could be better kalau specific company. Sebab the issue is about kalau kita tengok kita nak tengok pasal isu kan, mungkin kalau industry is too big. Okay, contohnya kalau you nak ambil one issue berkaitan dengan industry is too big. So it's better kalau boleh you dapatkan isu daripada one company. Okay?
Okay madam. Terima kasih.
Madam, kalau dalam artikel tu kan case study dia pasal for example lah dia pasal discrimination kan, about particular industry, and then dia dapatkan few feedbacks daripada 4 companies yang dalam kalau dalam in this case dalam hotel punya industri lah.
Okay.
Acceptable jugalah even ada 4 company dalam satu industri. Meaning to say
Dia
for companies
for company punya case study. Tapi it's big lah for, I mean that it's too big for you atau untuk cover semua tu lah, nanti tak besar.
Tak pun, sebab artikel dia tak menghuraikan terlampau panjang untuk keempat-empat company tu.
Okay,
Dia
tapi
data-
daripada segi application of the theory, you boleh you boleh dapat apply banyak teori dalam you punya case study tu.
boleh, possible insyaAllah.
Okay, kalau possible okay. Sebab kalau macam saya cakap tadi, kalau kita punya case study tu about the industry is too wide, okay, takut nanti sukar untuk kita dapatkan, orang kata nak buat analisis tu kita terlalu coverage terlalu besar. Tapi kalau saya rasa okay, you can your team boleh manage, okay, insyaAllah okay, saya tak ada masalah. Okay?
Okay madam, thank you very much.
Okay, ada apa-apa soalan lagi? About your project especially?
So far tak ada. Nanti kalau ada saya akan roja kat pasal.
Okay,
Janjilah.
satu lagi. Okay Syarul. Nanti apa-apa roja kalau tak ada, kalau tak faham apa-apa. Alright, so kalau untuk bahagian bahagian financial part ni, okay, maybe you can refer okay, untuk buat calculation dan sebagainya tu daripada last semester punya subject. Okay, so that you can get clear idea apa benda yang you perlu buat untuk all this for, especially untuk dalam business plan tu nanti, dalam bahagian financial part tu, okay, you punya income statement, okay, P&L, balance sheet dan sebagainya itulah. Okay, so mungkin you boleh dapatkan idea daripada apa yang you all belajar last semester. Okay? Okay, so kalau tak ada apa-apa soalan lagi, so kita ada masa sekarang ni sekejap saja kita mengajar tadi. Okay, so kalau tak ada apa-apa, mungkin you all boleh discuss dahulu berkaitan dengan marketing plan so that you can get ready for Monday, supaya kita boleh discuss in detail about your finding untuk you punya marketing plan next week. Okay, insyaAllah next week Monday tu kita akan start dalam pukul 9 pagi. Okay, 9 pagi tu kita start dengan first group untuk consultation.
Madam, untuk Isnin ni kira 2 benda madam nak. Satu yang apa business plan ni, satu yang consult apa tu Syed tanya pasal case study lah.
Tak, kita fokus marketing plan dulu.
Oh, marketing plan dulu lah. Oh, consult tu boleh sama ada Isnin atau Selasa lah.
Boleh, tak ada masalah.
Okay. Terima kasih madam.
Lepas habis kita discuss, tengok kita kalau kita ada masa, sebab kita tak ramai pun, tak banyak guru kan, so nanti kita akan kalau you nak tanya apa-apa berkaitan dengan case study waktu hari Isnin tu pun boleh.
Okay, boleh madam. Thank you.
Alright. Ada apa-apa lagi soalan nak tanya? Nak tanya campus okey ke tak? Campus okey setakat ni, alhamdulillah dekat sini okey. Saya tengok tadi kat college you all rumput panjang.
Kereta penuh ke madam?
Kereta so far tadi saya dekat you all punya college Rafflesia yang banyak. Dekat Padang Masya tak ada kereta sangat. Dekat fakulti tak banyak lagi sebab kita punya student masih student kita sikit je kan. Tak banyak lagi lah, tapi dekat college banyak. Saya cari you all punya macam mini market kat mana dalam ni. Saya try cari tadi dekat atas Rafflesia tak ada kan. Kat mana you punya macam mini market?
Ada dekat kafe yang bulat tu
Bulat
dekat Malaysia.
If the Malaysia ya.
Kat sana pun ada juga.
Maybe tak buka lagi kot, tadi saya tengok ada tutup. Ada kedai makan, ada satu kedai makan je. Cafe apa entah namanya tadi, tu je satu buka.
Ni malah nak balik.
Mungkin tak balik lagi, belum balik raya kan. Terus saya cari barang, alamak tak ada pula minimarket kat sini. Okay. Alright, so insyaAllah kalau tak ada apa-apa kita jumpa lagi next week. Okay, if you say that you have any question masa you all buat discussion on this marketing plan, you can text me. So insyaAllah saya boleh bantu untuk jawab. Okay?
Okay,
Alright, thank you so much everybody. Okay, kita akan jumpa nanti hari Isnin nanti untuk the consultation for business plan. Bahagian marketing part ya, marketing plan.
Alright, okay madam.
Okay, thank you so much everybody. Thank you for your
Alright, thank
time
you,
and also
madam.
consideration. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
terima
you,
kasih
madam.
madam.
Thank you, madam.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Syed.
Also welcome, madam.